She'll speak. She's scheduled to speak after me, but I do want her to stand beside me as I do this because, you know, when we started talking about a family reunion, we've been talking about this for quite some time. And it's been about 8 or 10 years, right? It's been a long time. And I think what really propelled us to this place is when we got that phone call that our cousin Kenneth Watson died. I think it was at that point we were very committed with our conviction that we are not going to be at another funeral where we're celebrating, but we should come together as a family to celebrate other lives. Now that process was not without challenges, right? And so as we were scheduled to be here summer 2020, and then I heard that Christ overcame, what Christ? What was the O? Christ overcame victory in despair, right? And so that whole situation, I really like that new definition of COVID. And so yes, the other definition of COVID kind of overcame and we were delayed. But yes, we made it. Delayed by 2 years, but we are here. And everywhere along the way, every step along the way, my big cousin stood there and it was quite encouraging. So I didn't want to stand here and speak to you without her standing by my side because she really has been instrumental in really helping us to get here. And so I want to say, family, thank you for the opportunity that you have given us to plan this journey for us to make it home. This is home for us. Many of us were born and raised in this community. And when we think of home, this is where home is. And when we thought about doing a reunion, what better place to come for us to be reunited? And so here we are. We know that our checkered past is really what has made us really who we are. We know that our history in this community goes back to the 1800s, where our ancestors were slaveholders. And, growing up, learning that history has not always been easy to embrace. But when we think about the generations before us and how much they worked and how they struggled and how they overcame for us to really be here today, we're grateful for the legacy that they have left us. So if you look at the front of your program, the theme of our reunion is the legacy, luster, and liberty. We think about our ancestors and the legacy that they've left for us. When we think about luster, we think about the brilliance of the current generation, how much we are committed to thriving not just intellectually, educationally, socially, and otherwise, but that is the liberty that we thrive to give the younger generation. So we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors and the legacy that they have left for us. The luster of those of us who are standing here, shining our light brightly so that the younger generation can be liberated to live a full life, live life in abundance, the life that Christ called us to live. That is what we're standing on today. So as we come for a reunion, yes, we are united in person, but I pray that before we leave this mountaintop, and yes, this is a mountaintop because we journeyed up the Don Figueroa Mountain is where we are. We journeyed to the mountaintop to where our history began. And so when we leave the mountaintop, may the experience that we've had make us stronger. May the experience that we've had unite us. 45 of us walked on Friday. We did an ancestral walk, and we walked the path where our ancestors were. They walked. They were pathfinders. We blazed those trails on Friday as we were walking. And going forward, I pray that the younger generation will be trendsetters. Set the trend for what is to come. Be liberated to really live life in abundance. Live with the conviction that God has given you to live so that you too can liberate the generations ahead of you. I thank you for the opportunity, family, to be able to serve you. I thank you for the privilege to serve you. And as we stand here to the community, I pray that when we return home, that we will always be a blessing to you. And may our coming together this weekend be a blessing to this community. And as we just start to think about our loved ones who we've lost over the past 2 years, we were not always able to gather to really memorialize them. We want to call their names today. We want to salute them. We want to honor their memories as we continue. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I greet you warmly in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. For my moment of reflections, I will read short adaptations from a few short poems. And this is Khalil Gibran on death. For what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing but to free the breath from its restless skies, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And when you have reached the mountaintop, then you shall begin to climb. And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance. Over the past few years, several of our family members passed on. And so today we will say their names as a sign of respect and desire to keep their memories alive. Say their names, adopted from Don Hackett's poem when he lost his son, Olen. Say Olen to goodbye. A light slips from frequent recall, a curtain descends. The moment has passed, the spotlight is off, the applause is silent. But for us, the play will never end. The effects on us are timeless, and so we say their names. We say their names. We say their names. It hurts to bury their memories in silence. What they were in flesh is no longer with us. What they are in spirit serves within us always. They are of our past, but they are part of our now. So we say their names, we say their names, we say their names. We are what we have to be. What we have lost, we cannot feel. What we have gained, we cannot see. Them and us will meet again. Though in many ways we've never parted, so say their names. We say their names. They and their lives play like songs on our minds, on our sunrises and our sunsets, and on our dreams. They are real, and in shadow were and are. They are our loved ones, and we love them as we always did. So we say their names, we say their names, we say their names. Sharon Frith, October 22, 1969 to March 22nd, 2020. Howard Frith, July 21, 1940 to April 15, 2020. Alfred Frith, December 20, 1932 to May 2, 2020. Dudley Johnson, February 18, 1939 to December 7, 2020. Ansel Johnson, July 22, 1954 to August 24, 2021. Lorraine Johnson, aka Princess, May 14, 1967 to September 17, 2021. Frith, August 5, 1932 to September 29, 2020. Judith McGee, June 1, 1956 to December 29, 2021. Kevin Jeffrey, June 3, 1991 to January 12, 2022. Marcia Frith Salmon, May 18, 1964 to February 16, 2022. Sharon Frith Johnson, July 19, 1959 to February 26, 2022. And our honorary salutations, Beatrice Watson, May 10, 1931 to February 2, 2020. Gladys Johnson, October 5, 1946 to April 14, 2021. Memories of these beautiful souls will remain forever etched in our hearts. They are truly missed, and may their souls continue to rest peacefully as we say their names, we say their names, we say their names. Thank you.
We will, and just wanted to honor the time of our worship celebration today. The family will be gathering at the school premises for dinner afterwards. We will continue with how we're going to honor our now ancestors, 'cause that's who they are now. So at the time of our candlelight this afternoon and the time of our dinner, we will continue. So I know that our relatives have prepared something to say. We will do that when we gather for dinner so that we can continue to flow accordingly. But we will continue to say their names, say their names, say their names. Is Radcliffe here as yet? If not, we're just going to turn over to the choir. Thank you.
I Try that again.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. I will be reading this on behalf of Auntie Cheryl's son, Janelle Frith. Cheryl Leo Frith, my mother, was the best example of a mother. A smiling aura that gave me a sense of security, even when it felt like nothing was going my way. She made life so easy and often taught Jamar, Kendra, and I valuable lessons on life. I remember when she seen that I got a little job after leaving school. She started to charge me a little rent because she seen all my money going to go out and buy clothes. She was so nice, but if we were one day short of rent, she made my life very miserable. I thank God for her kindness and her love. I know she's watching over us.
Good afternoon. My name is Morgan. I am Cheryl's grandnephew. I'm reading this tribute on behalf of my family. Tribute to Cheryl Leola Noble Frith. Auntie Cheryl, words cannot express how much we love and miss you. You left a giant void in our family which cannot be replaced. When you suddenly left us, we were heartbroken and devastated. Now we remember the great things we shared and the impact you have on our life. Your smile, laughter, and love for us keeps you in our hearts. You are hilarious, loving, and kind. You work tirelessly and devoted. Your life to God and your family, we are blessed to have you with us for a short time. Auntie Cheryl, you are always loved and never will be forgotten.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrea and I am Ansel's daughter-in-law. As I stand here this afternoon in celebratory memory of our beloved Ansel and Lorraine, better known as Princess, we approach almost 1 year of them being gone. It is clearly evident that life continues to move, even when we think we are standing still. However, as we carry on our days with great void and heaviness, laugh at their jokes, listen to their voices, speak their words, and allow ourselves to feel their loving, caring, and happy spirits. All the things that made them Ansel and Princess. Rest in eternal peace, Dad to us, grandfather to us, mom to us, aunt and uncle to us, brother and sister to us, cousin to us, and friend to us. May your impact last generations as you are forever embedded in our lives, and that in itself is our biggest blessing. Thank you.
Good afternoon, family, friends, and well-wishers. It's a pleasure to be here today, and we thank God for traveling mercies, all that He has done for us throughout the planning of this trip. I'm Delida Williams, and I'm the sister of Howard Frith, my elder brother. Howard was a wonderful brother. He was a father figure to us. When my dad migrated to England many, many years ago, my brother Howard took over the role of father in the family. He worked, he taught us, he corrected us, he directed us. He did everything that a father could do. And he was a wonderful husband and father of his children. We miss him dearly, and we pick up him every day, and every day my children will say, Uncle Howard used to do this, Uncle Howard used to say this. Even when I was grown and married, Howard would come to my house, he would ring the bell without calling. It annoyed me a bit, but I know he meant well. Howard would have a bag of groceries, food, meat, whatever he could find, he would still buy and bring to my house. We miss him greatly, and I hope we see each other. For Cheryl, my sister-in-law, also I'd like to say a word. Cheryl was a sweet sister-in-law. Usually families don't get along, but Cheryl was like a dear sister. I work at nights, and Cheryl she usually calls me like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the day, and she says, Sister Bell. And she tell me a little story, and this, and little chit-chat. But Cheryl was a great sister-in-law. We miss her dearly, and may her soul rest in peace, and we'll see her soon. Thank you very much. Call your name, we miss your laughter, we miss your jokes, the funny things that you always say. The kids still go to the room and ask for father. Your last great grandchild Jace, he still remembers you. We try to do our best and hold on. I think about you every day. I think about you, and I know this is not how it's supposed to be, but I try to do my best. I try to keep up your garden. I try to keep up the house. I try to be the role model that you want me to do in the family. And you always tell me, do good, Daisy, do good, and your blessing will come. And whenever you're cooking, make sure you always have extra for people to come. That's the way I was brought up, and I try to keep those things flowing. We miss you all, and keep on resting, Daddy. Keep on, keep on, keep on.
taught us with those lessons. I miss them both every day, and it's tough that we're holding on. My brother Ishmael, that was a surprise to us, but I know he's up there looking down on us, and I hope that whatever life he touches is continually flowing with each and every one of us. God love you. God bless.
Thank you. And I know that when Caressa spoke, she spoke when we think about saying their names, Uncle Alfred, say their names, Marcia, who we know to be Baby Ruth, say their names. We also wanted to do our honorary mention, Sharon, Uncle Vic's wife, say their names, our honorary mention, Miss B, that's Leonie, Gigi's mom, and Miss Gladys Johnson, a stalwart in this community and church. We wanted to make sure that we say their names. I remember her, my Sunday school teacher, had to sit and be quiet. But we are going to move. What I failed to say earlier was, after our worship celebration has ended here, you are welcome to dine with us. Dinner has been provided at the school, so we are extending an invitation to you all to join us for dinner after our worship celebration today. Thank you.
In moments like this, I sing out a song, sing out a love song to Jesus. In moments like this, I sing out a song, sing out a song to the Lord, singing I love you, Lord, singing I love you, Lord, singing singing, I love you, Lord. Singing, I love you, Lord. Singing, Amen. In moments like these, we give God thanks and praise for those who have gone before us and for those who are left behind. We are called to celebrate with those who celebrate, and we're also called to mourn with those who mourn. This is the nature of community, and this is the nature of family. We're all in it together. So we give God thanks as we go through the moments of life together, especially with this. We celebrate as a nation, and for what God has given us, we give thanks. How many years of independence? 68. Anybody in here 68? Anybody in here 60 this year? Any independent baby? No independence baby in here? Anybody more than than 60? Let me see the hand if you're more than 60. Sister Ida, you sure you know that you're more than 60? 200. We give God thanks for his love towards us, not only as a family or a church or a community, but also as a nation. Amen. God is good, and all the time. It is a wonderful thing to celebrate with you all. Frith family, raise your hand. That everybody. One way or another, we are all connected. And we celebrate with each other. Thank you for choosing to come home and to celebrate at Nazareth with us. After service, we have Holy Communion, so I will not be long. The Frith family has invited us to share with them in fellowship and in food at the school just after our service. So I pray that we are in the right frame of mind, not only for fellowship but for food. Amen? Amen. All right, someone want to put in a one. Is that right? I know I will be there, so if you don't want to, it's okay. But it is important for us to pay attention to the text chosen as we look for legacy, luster, and liberty. As we position ourselves in time, not only as a family but as a nation, it is important for us to understand the nature of legacy, luster, and liberty. It is important for us to take time out to position ourselves at a place where we can regularly identify the legacy that is left for us. Because I want us to be careful not to take legacy for granted. A lot of us sometimes we're born into situations, and over time we take said situations for granted. But it didn't come easy. And as we look at where we are and what we have, and we see the blessings that are bestowed upon us, and the luster of it, it is not by accident. It is not by chance. It was fought for and paid for in blood, in hardship, in tears. And that is the reason why we have to be careful to ensure that we do not take it lightly where we are and what we have. As a nation, we celebrate 60 years of independence. That also did not come easy. And if we fail to reflect, if we fail to reconnect, we fall into the position of taking things for granted and mess around and lose it. As a nation celebrating independence, as a family celebrating legacy, luster, and liberty, it is important for us to ensure that we are playing the part that we are called to play. Lord have mercy, but if you have something sometime, Lord have mercy. Oh Lord. They say arthritis. Your arthritis is no arthritis. Now your heart hurts you daily. Just to see the lives that they are living. You have to teach them to stay in the presence of I tell you what verse 9 says. A part of it says this, and why? This is what it says. And why? Come on and read me now, man. See when I see. And why? Alright, hold on. Don't turn to the program. Find the middle page. When I didn't get the program, come down to almost the third to last verse over by Congress, say, and why? When you find it? Say me find it. Let's read now. And why? Because Abraham obeyed my summons and kept my charge, my commands, my guidelines, my teachings, and passed them to the next generation. We are wondering every day, we're speculating, what is wrong with this generation? Why are their hearts so cold? Because they never keep on charge. We have not kept the commandments. We have not kept the guidelines. We have not kept the teachings. And we have not passed them to the next generation. So I will wonder. We say, Lord, this generation is so bad. A generation of Bible. Yes. A evilous generation. But if they can have the choice not to go to church when you go, you know, pass some commandments, some teachings. What do you think we have? When you got to go pick me and grandma at the church, you going to say me now, no? I would have 6 man carry you back. Eh? Me I know for you. But with my father and my mother, if me say me now, a funeral next day. Because you are dead today. Eh? You could have heard what your mother say me now. Or me no feel like. Or me no want to go. And parents allow it. My father said to us, Sunday morning, sick, Liam hard, everybody have to go up, straight and sing. Liam and sing. And sometimes we used to want to quarrel and have them. We have to keep it to yourself. That's why I go. I didn't hear one. If you are in a rough space in life, whether the family is spiritual, physical, financial, emotional, all of it turn around in the presence of God. You ever hear the line, take it to the Lord in prayer? You never hear that? Yes, ma'am. This nation can turn around. This family can continue to flourish. This person can continue to butterfly and enlarge territories simply by moving themselves, their family, their nation into the presence of God. That is the responsibility of independence. He said to Abraham, stay here. Even though there's a famine, stay here. Even though crime and violence is out of control, stay here. Even though this generation seems to have forgotten God, stay here. Even though your bank book gone down to almost zero, stay here. Here is indicative to the presence of God. It is not impossible for us to continue a close-knit family, a sensible country, a moral, good life. But it depends on us staying here. Here is the presence of God. It is important today that as we look towards the future, we consider verse 5 of the text. He said, "And I will make you." He says, "All nations of the earth will get a blessing for themselves through your descendants, because you have decided to stay here in the presence of God." For the 60th year of independence, we must go back to our core, to the foundation, to the place where our nation started, before God and all mankind. We have to go back to that place. We must go back to that place. We have to get back in the presence of God. In the early days, parents used to pray at night time in our house. I don't know what is up there. I know not my grandparents, you know. Your grandparents, you go to pray. And I show to that Jesus. Eh? I know night and Friday, make it look at all. Someday your granny will have a head and a pray, or whatever. Come on, eh? Oh, no, what is up there. Can we get back to praying for our children, our wives, our husbands in the midnight hour and the midnight cry? There used to be a midnight cry in this nation. Where is it now? Any grandson that pray at midnight for the grandchildren? Show me a hand. Where can you do a prayer at midnight time? Any mother celebrate the children at midnight hour? When they must sleep? I plead the blood? Yeah? 12 o'clock at night? As I close, I know a man who is blind. I have about 5 children. And he prayed for them at night. And he feed the head them. He says, sometimes when they get trouble, he can't catch him to beat him like he did. He said, then I put him a prayer and he feel the head when he get trouble from. He said, give walking and prayer at the same time. We must stay in the presence of God. And then our families shall be blessed and shall be a blessing to the entire earth. If we stay as a nation in the presence of God, we will get back to Jamaica land we love. Right now, you're too love it now. Am I alone? Am I alone love it right now? I don't love whiskey. I still love it, but I don't love what I want. Oh Lord, it's hard to love it, but whiskey right now. Still love it, but oh Lord. Oh Lord. So we can get back to Jamaica land we love, Jamaica land of love. But we must get back to the presence of God. My family, my nation, my church, my friends, I pray that we will take these steps. Genesis 26, 1-6. And we put ourselves, our families, our nation in it. and stay here. Stay. Tell somebody. Stay here. Where is here? The presence of God. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. I invite the family to come forward as I pray with you. If there is anyone who is not yet a Christian, I'd love to invite you also, give you an invitation to come and join this family. The family that prays together. So we want to invite the persons who are not Christians to join this family, but we're going to invite the Frith family to come forward, and I will levy a prayer for you. And if there's someone who wants to come to God's family, it's the right time also to come. I'll pray with you. I am thine, O Lord, I have heard thy voice, and told thy love to thee. But I long to rise in the arms of you, and be closer drawn to thee. Draw me near. to serve. Lord, we pray for another 60 years, but better. Because this generation decided to stay in your presence. Cover and keep it, God. Cover and keep it, God. Remind us of the covenant we made with you at our baptism. Remind us, dear Lord. Grant us, Lord. Grant us, Lord. Grant us, Lord. Grant us, Lord, your grace and mercy. We put Jamaica into your hands now. We put every mother into your hands, oh Lord. Every father into your hands. Every grandmother, every grandfather, every auntie, every uncle, every grandparent that we will go back to you and stay in your presence and plead blood over our children, our nieces, our nephews, over our children, over every child, over every young adult. Oh Lord, you promise when we come back to you, you will take our hearts of stone and give us hearts of love alone. So we come to you, Lord, and we say, Lord, forgive us, because we have failed you. As a nation, we have failed you. As a community, we have failed you. As a family, as a church, as an individual. But Lord, we come to you now. We run to you now. And we join hands in hands. And we sing. Draw me nearer, nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where thou hast died. Draw me nearer, 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 blessed Lord. The closing hymn is announced.
Thank you for that impactful word, Rev. Our closing hymn for today is in your program. It is Count Your Blessings. And we sure know how to count our blessings and name them one by one. We are standing here today because of all that God has done. So as I encouraged you at the beginning of our worship celebration today, we are going to lift our voices in praise as we sing this closing hymn, Counting Our Blessings, and then we will transition to dinner. Thank you.
When upon last neighbors or tempestuous, when you are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Are you ever crying?
Just pause a little. Just pause a little. This is where I give the benediction and then you continue after. But just before I give the benediction, I had brought a stack of books, Douglas. Just pick up that stack of books on the piano for me, please, and just come to the center. This stack of books on the piano and just come to the center. Just recently we received a whole ton load of books from the Frith family. They indeed, Douglas, just hold it at the necklace so they can see it. They hold up here. Yes. This is just a small sample of the many books that the Frith family would have purchased, collected, collated, shipped, and sent to the school. You know, the text says if you say members, then you will be a blessing to the whole earth. And they have started by sharing their blessing with us here in the community. It's not the first time, but they have consistently done so. So I want to just give our thanks to them, and also for some volunteers who would have donated to them being collected from the walks. So I want you just to put your hands together for them. For yourselves, basically. And just say thank you, Jesus, for this gift. After 2, 1, 2. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for this gift. Thank you very much, God. I can't put it back now. I beg you just to share the benediction with me for those of you who are leaving, and then we continue with the singing for those of us who transition to Holy Communion. May the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the love of God and our Heavenly Father, be with us all now and evermore. Amen. The Lord be with you. We sing verse 2, 3, and 4 as we transition.
Okay, family, I need a group picture with everyone who come who attend. Our next baby round now come on this side. Come on this side. Me? No, the lady. Me? Yeah, put her inside there. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. One more again. Everybody look this way, please. Alright, one more again. Don't move.
Don't move. Don't move. Go to the family chat.
Yeah, don't move. All right, so you're on the live now, so you're gonna greet the family who's watching now. All right. All right. Who couldn't make it? Let's give them a shout. Know what I mean?
Hello. Sorry you couldn't make it. We miss you.
Gregory, get off the couch. Get off the couch, Gregory.
All right.
Yes, Gregory, why you wasn't here?
Let me
I
catch
blame it on you.
Don't move. Let me catch your face. Don't move. We got your face.
Love y'all. Next time.
It was lovely. All you guys were here. Hi. It's raining. It's raining. Sup. It's raining. Sup.
God, hear our missions. Support all of you.
I know, right?
Gregory should be here, man.
Yeah, Gregory. Where are you, Gregory?
Everybody saying Gregory. Gregory, walk on. All right. So pick up the Frith family, Johnson family. Come by. All right. So people join us back at the school, right? We're going to the school now, so we're going to cut this live. So join us back, okay? And thanks for watching. Remember, share and subscribe, okay? Family, let me see some thumbs up. Who is watching? Family, if you're watching, let me see you. Say something, family, if you're watching. Family, if you're watching, make us see you. Say something, come on. Say something, family. Let me see. Big up Marcia Stewart. Say something that I can call the name, alright? Let me see our comment. Make some comment, family member.
Love God.
Alright, one love.
Jesus, one love.
Every time, you know?
Beautiful evening. It's nice. I wish all my family were here. The cloud, look over there. The cloud is getting dark. Soon gonna have rain, so we're gonna head down to the school and start eating and drinking.
Alright.
Lovely Sunday afternoon.
Gregory, Justin Davy, big up yourself. Justin Davy. In the house, big up yourself. Alright.
Sugar, Spongy, where are you? I don't see you and I don't see Maxine.
So people there, Medstone. Oh, so Justin Davy has a big up family. Who is Justin Davy?
Laris, no, answer Laris.
All right. Well,
You know what? Everything will be here before you get out. You know what I mean? Okay, definitely. Come here. Easy pass it. You know, I could have gave you a little card and you could have been able to.
oh, is this Gregory? Oh, Gregory has a big up on yourself.
All right, Gregory.
Or is yours someone account? Yeah, Gregory, yeah, man.
Hey, Gregory. Hey, with me, Igri, they should be here. What the hell are you dealing with, man? They should be here in Jamaica.
Talk to him again.
You know me. You know me, Gregory.
All right.
It's nice.
All right.
Yes, pick up everybody who's not here. Everybody you're not here, glad you're able to see the service. Yes. Remember, Upland Supply.
Let's Gregory, big up yourself.
Hey, Gregory.
Every time, you know. And but look like a Gregory I don't know there.
Really?
Everybody saying Gregory. Look like I might know this. Big up yourself. Yeah, man, you must say miss it, man. Yeah.
do a pose. Maya said do a selfie. Come on. Maya. Maya with the camera? Yes. Maya, the camera lady. Over here, over here, over here.
Pansy Fleming, big up family. How do you Pansy? Pansy, big up. Pansy Fleming, big up family.
Hi everyone, yes, I'm the one that no one ever sees. It's Ingachi. I'm here.
Okay.
Live in color.
All right.
I wish you guys were here. Miss you all. Love you all.
This is cousin Larice. I haven't seen her for such a long time. And it was lovely seeing her today when I was in my time of moment. She came and she gave me
Who's
some
Aunt R?
love.
Who's Aunt R? Who's Aunt R?
Daisy's my cousin. I love her so much. Today she got so emotional. I have to get her under control. She's such a beautiful lady.
There we go. Good.
And I think she's the best dressed woman in the family. Oh yes, and Lord and Taylor and Bloomingdale, she shops.
Always meet you.
Look at her
Okay.
lovely dress.
Aunt Lydia, who is Aunt Lydia? Louise and Aunt Lydia. Lydia, who is those people? Louise and Aunt Lydia.
Hi, Louise. How are you, dear? Hi, Aunt Lydia. Louise, I wish you were here. Everything is good, beautiful, nice.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Family
family.
came out.
miss you.
Here's Aunt Gerelda. Aunt Lydia. And Louise, how you doing?
All right. That's all.
Hey.
Yeah, right. That's all. Yeah.
Nice. Guys, it's lovely, girl. Lovely, sweet Jamaica.
right.
Oh, look at the cloud. Look over there. Look. We're going to have some showers of blessing. Rain. Look at that.
Well, we're going to have a lovely dinner.
That's
in the
Mother
square
Nature.
right now.
All right. Yeah.
We're getting ready to go down by the school to have dinner.
So remember, join us people back at the dinner, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to cut off right now and join us back down there, right? Thank you for watching. Remember, just stay tuned to my channel. Remember, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.